Today I'm going to show you how to make old items like this hat look new again using fabric dye. Stick around, you won't want to miss it. What's going on, guys? It's Jamie. Welcome to the channel Thrift on Fire. Today we're going to be just making, showing you how to make old items look new again. I'm going to be dyeing, this is my personal hat. I'm going to be dyeing it black. As you can see inside, it was dyed black at one time, but because this summer I've had it in the sun, I've been sweating in it and I've just not been good to it. So it's been bleached back out. So we're going to dye it black, freshen it up. And this is something you can do with thrifted items as well. You can actually change the color of them. If they've got stains, sometimes you can hide blemishes. It's a really good thing to do. So it's simple. I'll show you step by step what I'm doing, and then we can get a before and then an after picture. So some of the items we'll be using here will be obviously the hat. I'm going to use this Rit black. This is an all-purpose dye. It's good for cotton, wood, nylon, more, I think silk, different things. So we're using that. We're going to be using salt. I'm going to use a little brush to clean it up a little bit. And then just, you know, for the salt, we're going to measure it up. And then we're going to do it all in here. When we're done, we'll have a little bath going. So let's get started with cleaning the hat. So nothing fancy here. We're just going to use some sunlight and warm water. Okay, so a little bit of soap. And as you can see, this is just some, I think some staining from sweat, actually. And for this, I'm going to use warm water. Okay, so we're going to rinse the hat out really good, and then we can start the dyeing process. So in this step, I'm just running cool, like cold water over it. I'm just trying to get all the soap out. I'm not too worried about much more. It's a little tear in the hat, actually, but I think it adds character in this particular one. I don't have to worry too much about the shape either, because at the end of this, I'm going to show you how to reshape it and get it to hold some shape. So we have our little pouch of tint here. I'm actually going to remove the hat right now so we can make the blend. So we're going to use the tint, and we're also going to use 1 cup of table salt. Now I think that technically what this particular brand is saying, so Rit, you're supposed to use for every pound 3 gallons of water, or that's, I think it's like, that's 11 liters or something. You'd have to look it up, but I'm close there. We're just going to use this bucket. I want this to be super black. I want to have lots of dye, so I'm not going to worry too much about the ratio. If you want, you can follow the instructions exactly. I just usually use a bucket of this size in a pouch, and it works out fine. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add our cup of salt. Okay, now I'm just going to stir it around a little bit. So in the final step here, we're going to be adding the black pouch. I'm stirring it in. Then we're gonna put the hat in, and then you'll see me, I'll probably use something to make sure that the hat stays sunk to the bottom, and we're gonna leave it for a good amount of time. I will link in the description below the actual dye I'm using. Other than that, it's just any table salt. I'm just using regular dish soap to clean. So we're gonna put this in. Gonna put that to the side. Now you can wear gloves if you want. I'm just gonna go ahead and give this a stir. It's already turning a nice black color. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the hat in. And if it wants to stay, which it's already trying to lift up, I'll leave it. But if not, that might work. I might just leave the spatula in there, holding it down. I just want it to be submerged. And this period takes about 30 to 60 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and wait the full hour because I want this to be super dark. Okay, so we're just getting ready to rinse this out. So what you're gonna need next after we rinse it, you're gonna need some laundry soap, some hairspray. I recommend using gloves when you rinse it. And I've created this insert. So this is basically just cardboard that I've cut out, and it's just to go in the inside of the hat, but I'll explain that more as we get to it. All right, so let's rinse this out. So now I'm just gonna use gloves because I don't really wanna get this dye on my skin. Now we just want to rinse with cold water. We're going to continue to rinse until we stop seeing color coming out. Okay, so in this next step, we're just going to use just the sink as it is. I'm just gonna use some Gain laundry detergent. You can actually wash this in the washing machine, but for the sake of this video, we're just gonna do it in the sink. And it's fine either way. We're just trying to get all of the color out. You're just gonna wring it out. Now, based on the desired look, if you left this in the black longer, it'll get deeper and deeper and deeper. I'm looking for sort of a more distressed look. So our next biggest concern now is gonna be reshaping the hat. And to do that, we're gonna use this cardboard insert right here. And it's just cut out, it's cut out of just any cardboard. And it's just to go up along the brim of the hat. And I've cut these little slots. It's not so important for this hat, but if it's a regular baseball hat, sometimes you want it to be more rounded than flat. And then we're gonna use some hairspray, and I'm gonna wind up using this mannequin. You don't have to have a mannequin or like a head to do this, but I just like to use it. I'm gonna go ahead and put this insert inside of this hat, like so. And we're doing it wet. And basically we're just using it to get the form. So you can see it's a nice black, but it still has like the little bit of colors coming through. And that's the look that I'm looking for. If we left it in the black dye longer, it would most certainly become darker and darker and darker. So now one of the great tricks here, so I'm using this to shape the hat. I'm gonna just tuck everything up and in. So it will dry and be nice, but one of the tricks you can use is if you spray it now, this is just regular hairspray, it's just Tresemme, nothing fancy, nothing special. But this will give it a firm, crisp look. Okay, now we're gonna let this dry overnight, and I will come back tomorrow and I will show you the finished look, and then we'll have a before and after picture, and we can compare. So it is the next day, and I just thought I'd bring it outside in the natural light so you guys could see. There still is a little bit of distressing. It did dry darker than I was thinking. You can kind of see, it's kind of neat. The stitching all stays red. All the stitching still has sort of a grayish hue. So it's a little darker than I was thinking, but overall, I really do like it. Hopefully I helped you guys out today. If you've never dyed any clothing, it is pretty simple. You just follow the instructions, it is straightforward. But it is a lot of fun, and you can bring a lot of new life into old clothing, or you can bring something interesting to something you're trying to sell, make it very unique, make it a one-off. But if you like stuff like this, guys, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more content. Until next time, take care.